Welcome to our journey into behavioral economics, a field that explores how real people make decisions, not just how they should. Unlike traditional economics, behavioral economics recognizes that humans are often irrational, influenced by emotions, biases, and social factors. Today, we'll see how these insights are applied in everyday life, from shopping to saving, and even in public policy. Let's start by understanding the basics and why this discipline matters for everyone, whether you're a consumer, policymaker, or business leader. Traditional economics assumes people act rationally, always making choices that maximize their benefit. Behavioral economics, however, reveals that real-world decisions are often swayed by cognitive biases, emotions, and social influences. This contrast is crucial for understanding why people sometimes make choices that seem illogical. By comparing these two approaches, we can appreciate how behavioral economics provides a more realistic view of human behavior, leading to better predictions and more effective policies. Cognitive biases are systematic errors in thinking that affect our decisions. For example, the anchoring bias makes us rely heavily on the first piece of information we see, while confirmation bias leads us to favor information that supports our existing beliefs. These biases are everywhere, from how we shop to how we vote. Understanding them is key to designing better products, services, and policies that account for real human behavior. Nudge is a subtle change in the environment that influences behavior without restricting choices. For example, placing healthy snacks at eye level encourages better eating habits. Nudges are powerful tools used by governments and businesses to guide people toward beneficial decisions, like saving more or recycling. The concept is rooted in behavioral economics and shows how small tweaks can have big impacts. Default options are the choices people get if they don't actively make a decision. Behavioral economics shows that most people stick with defaults, whether it's enrolling in a retirement plan or choosing privacy settings. By setting smart defaults, organizations can help people make better choices effortlessly. This principle is widely used in technology, finance, and healthcare. Loss aversion is the tendency to prefer avoiding losses over acquiring gains. People feel the pain of losing money more intensely than the joy of gaining the same amount. This insight helps explain why consumers are reluctant to switch products or why investors hold on to losing stocks. Marketers and policymakers use loss aversion to craft messages that motivate action, such as emphasizing what people stand to lose if they don't act. The way choices are presented, known as framing, can dramatically affect decisions. For example, people are more likely to choose a product described as 90% fat-free than one labeled 10% fat. Framing is used in advertising, politics, and even healthcare to influence perceptions and choices. Understanding framing helps us recognize how language and context shape our decisions. Social proof is the tendency to follow the actions of others, especially in uncertain situations. If everyone is buying a product, we're more likely to buy it too. Social proof is used in online reviews, testimonials, and social media to influence consumer behavior. Businesses leverage this principle to build trust and encourage adoption of new products or services. Time inconsistency describes how people's preferences change over time. We might plan to save money or eat healthy, but when the moment arrives, we choose immediate gratification. Behavioral economics helps explain why we procrastinate and how to design systems that encourage long-term thinking, such as automatic savings or reminders for healthy habits. Mental accounting is the way people categorize and treat money differently depending on its source or intended use. For example, we might splurge with a tax refund but be frugal with our salary. This behavior affects budgeting, spending, and saving. Understanding mental accounting helps businesses and policymakers design better financial products and advice. Present bias is the tendency to overvalue immediate rewards at the expense of future benefits. This explains why people often overspend, procrastinate, or neglect long-term goals. Behavioral economics uses this insight to create interventions like commitment devices, which help people stick to their plans and make better choices for their future selves. When faced with too many options, people can become overwhelmed and make poor decisions or avoid choosing altogether. This is known as choice overload. Behavioral economics suggests simplifying choices, such as offering curated selections or clear recommendations, to help people make better decisions and reduce stress. Endowment effect is the tendency to value things more highly simply because we own them. This explains why people are reluctant to sell possessions or why sellers price items higher than buyers are willing to pay. Recognizing the endowment effect helps businesses design better pricing strategies and understand consumer behavior. Sunk cost fallacy occurs when people continue investing in something because they've already spent time or money, even if it's no longer worthwhile. This bias affects everything from business decisions to personal relationships. Behavioral economics encourages us to focus on future benefits rather than past investments, helping us make more rational choices. Heuristics are mental shortcuts that help us make decisions quickly, but they can also lead to errors. For example, the availability heuristic makes us judge risks based on how easily examples come to mind. Behavioral economics studies these shortcuts to understand how people make choices and how to design better decision environments. Marketers use behavioral economics to influence consumer choices. Techniques like scarcity, urgency, and social proof are common. By understanding how people really think and act, businesses can craft messages and offers that resonate, drive sales, and build loyalty. Behavioral insights are now a staple in advertising and product design. Governments use behavioral economics to design policies that encourage beneficial behaviors, such as saving for retirement or reducing energy use. Nudges, smart defaults, and framing are all tools in the policymaker's toolkit. These approaches make it easier for citizens to make good choices without restricting freedom. Behavioral economics helps explain why people struggle with saving, investing, and budgeting. Insights like loss aversion, present bias, and mental accounting are used to design financial products that encourage better habits. Banks and fintech companies now use behavioral principles to help customers achieve their goals. Behavioral economics is applied in healthcare to promote healthy behaviors such as exercising, quitting smoking, or taking medication. Nudges, reminders, and incentives help people stick to their health goals. Hospitals and insurers use these insights to improve patient outcomes and reduce costs. In education, behavioral economics is used to motivate students, improve attendance, and encourage lifelong learning. Techniques like goal setting, feedback, and social proof help learners stay engaged and achieve their potential. Schools and universities are increasingly adopting behavioral strategies to enhance outcomes. Behavioral economics is used to encourage eco-friendly actions, such as recycling, conserving energy, and reducing waste. Nudges and incentives help people adopt sustainable habits. Governments and businesses use these tools to promote environmental responsibility and tackle climate change. Behavioral economics is applied in the workplace to boost productivity, improve teamwork, and enhance employee satisfaction. Techniques like goal setting, feedback, and recognition help motivate staff and foster a positive culture. Companies use behavioral insights to design better work environments and policies. Tech companies use behavioral economics to design user-friendly interfaces, encourage engagement, and reduce friction. Smart defaults, reminders, and feedback loops help users navigate apps and websites more effectively. Behavioral insights are now central to digital product development. Behavioral economics helps regulators protect consumers from misleading products, scams, and unfair practices. By understanding how people make decisions, authorities can design rules and warnings that are more effective. This leads to safer markets and greater trust. Let's look at real-world examples of behavioral economics in action. From automatic enrollment in retirement plans to energy-saving nudges, these interventions have improved lives and saved money. Businesses and governments continue to innovate, using behavioral insights to solve complex challenges and drive positive change. Behavioral economics is not without challenges. Critics argue that nudges can be manipulative or paternalistic. There are also limits to how much behavior can be changed. It's important to use behavioral tools ethically and transparently, always respecting individual freedom and choice. The future of behavioral economics is bright. Advances in technology, data analytics, and neuroscience are opening new possibilities for understanding and influencing behavior. As the field grows, we'll see more personalized interventions, smarter policies, and innovative products that help people make better choices. Behavioral economics isn't just for experts, it affects everyone. From the way we shop to how we save, behavioral insights shape our daily decisions. By understanding these principles, we can become more aware of our own biases and make smarter choices in all areas of life. To sum up, behavioral economics provides powerful tools for understanding and improving human behavior. By recognizing biases, designing smart environments, and using nudges, we can help people make better decisions. Whether in business, policy, or everyday life, behavioral economics is making a real difference. Behavioral economics bridges the gap between theory and reality, offering practical solutions for real-world challenges. As we continue to learn and apply these insights, we can create environments that support better choices, healthier habits, and more successful outcomes. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of behavioral economics in action.